Hey everyone, Bladesofgod here from Hammer Bros Gaming, coming at you with our next video in our Gears 5 Master Escape guides. We're going to be using the video from Pyro today because my recording software wasn't working when we did this run, but I'm going to be giving you the voiceover and the lowdown on what to do. As you can see, besides Pyro and myself, we also have Mr. Beardsley with us. For classes we're going to be running, the perspective you'll see is Pyro, he's running Demolitions. Bladesofgod, myself, is running Protector, and Beardsley's running Pilot. As far as the modifiers on this map, the Wanderer, we are going to have Invincible Scions, we are going to have Invincible Mulcher Scions, more health, more lethal, faster Scions, Ultra Stopping Power, Ammo Starvation, and Iron Man. So you can't kill the Scions that you face. The Scions move quite quickly, and you have ultra stopping power, which means if you get shot, you do not move, you like stop dead in your tracks almost. Along with ammo starvation, meaning you're not going to have a lot of ammo in this map. So that's why I'm running Protector, just to have a melee class that can do quite a bit of damage even if we're up ahead of the Venom, which is going to be important because we should be able to stay ahead of the Venom for most of this run. And while the Blade Master class can do really good damage in the Venom, the Protector does great melee damage regardless of where they are in the Venom. Alright, so right at the beginning here, you're going to sprint straight ahead because off to the right, that path to the right there, is where the Scion is to begin with. You can mark him if you want, just so you have an idea of where he's at, but it takes a little bit of extra time to stop and mark him, so we just book it right on through here. You're going to end up facing some of the some rejects. I'm not sure if it's always rejects, but we've had rejects on our runs when we tried this. And take them out, either have your melee class, if you're running this setup, hit them and take them out, or just, execute them by pulling their power cores out. You're going to have a couple of snipers, and again, I don't know if it's always snipers, but we had snipers at this point, right in front of this first ammo room. And what you want to do is get up to this ammo room as quickly as you can, and grab at least one. I think there's two snipers here, but you want to grab at least one of those sniper rifles so you can load up on snipe with the ammo in this room. And what we're going to do is basically we're going to come down here, we're going to grab the shock grenade, load up on ammo, and we're basically going to wait down here until the Scion catches up to us. We close the door, and closing the door actually stops the Scion from moving. Again, I don't know if that happens every time, but with us, we found that if you close that door, then the Scion doesn't see you and he stops moving. So I got a mark on him. Again, I'm playing as Dizzy. Pyro, which is the perspective you're seeing, is Lonnie, and then Beardsley is playing as Prescott, just so you can keep the characters, or the players and characters straight. And what we're going to do here is, as he comes down this ramp, Beardsley's got his flash nade out. He's going to flash him, and then we're going to try to run by him. It's fairly simple to do on that corner because he won't shoot around the corner when he's coming down the ramp. So you can flash him right at the bottom of the ramp and then run by him, close the door, and now the Wanderer has been neutralized. You don't need to worry about him getting out and coming after you anymore. So from here on out, it's more of a standard escape map where we're just going to have to deal with regular enemies and try to stay ahead of the Venom. So what we're doing here is we are actually going to continue down the path that you see us taking. In your mind, if you position that safe room that we trapped the Warden in at the northmost point, we're coming around to the east side of the map, and what we're doing is we are basically grabbing some Stim and other weapons in this ammo room. There is a boomshot in here, which we're going to have Pyro grab since he's running Demolitions. He has his explosive bleed damage on, which is going to be very helpful. So we grab that, and basically at this point we're backtracking after we loaded up on everything. You can see Pyro has the boomshot, and we are heading back past the room where the Wanderer is trapped, and we're going to continue to advance through this level. You do have to be fairly quick here. I said the Venom isn't going to be much of an issue in this map, but right here, you can see we're not in the bad Venom yet. We still got a little bit of time before the bad Venom catches up to us, but we are in the early Venom, I guess you could call it. But as we come around this path, again, we had backtracked, and this is the way we need to go to advance. You're going to see that there's a bunch of rifle drones here, at least 3 or 4. And I, as Blades, tried to come ahead and hit some melees on them to reduce their health and get their bleed going. But I got overwhelmed, popped my bubble shield to give us a little bit of time, and then waited for everybody to catch up. So we're basically cleaning these guys up. We're trying not to waste our ammo. You can use a flash or a shock grenade. You saw us use a shock at this point. But, you know, I always like to try to hold on to our grenades until the helipad hold. But use them if you need to. There are a couple more grenades that you'll be able to get from ammo rooms and stuff. You could see right here that Pyro doesn't have a weapon in his hand. Some sort of either glitch or a connection issue. But he shot at me just to see if he was still able to do damage, and yes, he was. So even though he doesn't have a gun in his hands, he is still fine to go. He's still doing damage. So we're going to advance down, and we're going to come to this room here, this kind of big U-shaped room. And this can be rather tricky. We're going to have a Scion. It's a buzzkill Scion. You can kill this one. It's not a mulcher, so he will die. Same standard practices apply. You could see I'm getting in there and doing the melee to get the bleed going. And again, because I'm narrating a perspective that's not mine, it sounds weird to say that, but again, I'm playing as Dizzy, who's the protector class. So I'm set up with Stim, a Stim card, so I'm able to go in and actually do a full melee set on a Scion. He'll hit me, and I can do almost another full set, which is usually enough to bleed out a Scion, even on Master difficulty by myself. So it's a fairly good class. Here you see Pyro picked up the buzzkill that Scion was wielding just to try to thin out some of the rifle drones that were on the far side. There is a lot of cover here, and as you can see, the Venom is not pushing us at all. And we've got some decent weapons. We got a boomshot, we got a long shot, and we definitely could be, you know, sitting back and taking our time a little bit more than this, but Beardsley got in there, mixed it up, took out some of the enemies for us and thinned the ranks, so we pushed ahead and got into the safe room in pretty good time. So that's going to get you through the first act, and right now Beardsley's actually just out, or I'm out there trying to scout out some additional long shot ammo. But once you're in here, I'm actually going to skip the safe room because, well, it's just a safe room. There's some ammo and some nades, so go ahead and grab what you need. Divvy it up as best you can. If whoever has the long shot, or if 2 of you have long shots, then make sure you split the ammo because it will be helpful in the second act. Once you start the second chapter, or the second act of this escape map, again, you're going to head straight out the door from the safe room, and you're going to just run because there's going to be that mulcher Scion on the right hand side. And basically follow this path. You're going to come up that ramp, head to the right, stick to the right wall, and then you're going to see, you can see right there is another ammo room, and we're basically going to do the same thing we did before, where we're going to try to lure the Wanderer into that ammo room and trap him in there. You do have some elite drones and elite snipers to take care of right here. You can see I was waiting, Blades was waiting for my Stim to come back, and I went in. You can see on the mini-map, I'm in there mixing it up, using my melee to bleed out enemies, moving cover to cover. Unfortunately, Pyro and Beardsley got downed right here, so I had to come back and get them up. But at that point, yeah, we have one enemy that we marked, and he was sort of hiding in the next room, so we didn't really pay attention to him. I missed this guy. He downed both of my teammates again, but he's back up. They're back up, and he's gone. So we're going to get in here, open up this room. Shot grenade, Stim. There's some explosive ammo in here for the boom shot. So lots of good stuff for everybody to load up on. I would recommend you guys grab the shock grenades over the flash grenades if you're running flash right now, just because I find the shocks, even on Master, to be more effective at holding the end door than flash nades. So we're basically in here just killing time until the Wanderer shows up. You can see Beardsley has his flash nade out. It's not too difficult to pull this off. You want to wait until the Wanderer comes to this ramp area, so you can use that half wall of that wall as cover. Toss the flash nade, and then once he's stunned, run by him and close the door. And there you go. The Wanderer is sealed away and you're ready to go. So Beardsley's going to go back, pick up a claw, just because he needed another gun. And now we've got some rejects to deal with in this big open room. This is a great reason why you have been carrying a long shot with you, because if enemies show up on the far side, you're going to be able to take them out and kind of thin their ranks a little bit. We're going to move up the right side. We always come up the right side of this map because it has better cover. Take out the rejects. There's a room that goes, or a pathway that goes up a ramp right here, and we're going to clean out these rejects just so we have one less thing to worry about if for some reason they become active and try to come up behind us. Take them out, and then you should be clear as far as enemies coming up on your 6 as you're advancing. Unfortunately, there's M bars in this part instead of long shots. I much prefer the long shot to the M bar. And there's an ammo room up here, so definitely worth a visit. Not strictly necessary, but you know, more ammo, more explosives, more nades, always helpful. There's a frag nade up here. So just gives you a little bit more option, a little bit more versatility on what you want to do with your weapon setup. Like I said, I definitely recommend holding on to the shock grenades if you can. But if someone wants to grab frags, then by all means go ahead. So we're going to load up on everything here and then head back down the ramp that we came up that had the juvies on it. You can see we did have a couple of enemies sneak up on us as we were working on figuring out who was taking what for ammo, but not a big deal. Actually, it might have only been that one. Oh, there was 2. Okay. We're going to take these guys out, and then we're just going to advance back down this ramp, and it's going to bring us back into the big open room that we were in before. You can see the Venom's caught up to us. We definitely weren't trying to rush this. We could have gone much faster, been much more efficient, but we knew the Venom wasn't going to push us all that hard, so we decided instead that we were just going to take our time. Again, we're just barely into the early Venom here, so it's not a big deal. You could see me, Blades, getting up there trying to do some melees to take out some of the elite drones and the sniper elites, but Beardsley and I both got down because of the M-bar, and the elite drone kind of had us in a nice little crossfire there. So I instead decided to pull out the old long shot and do a little bit of distance work here. Once they moved, I advanced and used that melee bleed to really take out a couple of the enemies. And yeah, that's going to clean up this area as well. So once they're dead, we're going to advance. You got only one pathway you can go at this point. And this is why this room right here is why we have Beardsley running pilot. So you're going to run all the way up. Your pilot's going to run all the way up and try to get into this like doorway area and go to town on the enemies. You should have a pretty good stack of enemies on the left side of this room. Or I wouldn't even say room, of this area. And Beardsley's going to get in there and mix it up using that silverback. He's being a great distraction. He's taking out enemies left and right. Took out 2 buzzkill scions. And really is helping to thin the crowd. Pyro and I still have our boomshot and our long shot, our nades. You see Pyro here has his artillery strike ready to go. So we're in good shape as far as having weapons at our disposal to clean up any enemies that happen to get past Beardsley. But Beardsley's being an absolute pro right here and is just advancing, pushing all the way to the helipad. And that's about it. Pyro comes back. He sets a shock nade here just to buy us time when the last enemy rush comes in. And there goes Beardsley's silverback. So his ultimate is done. And now, here we go. We're at the door hold. So, again, same standard practices apply. We're going to be using grenades. Beardsley went back apparently and grabbed... I never saw that. He went back and grabbed a buzzkill, so he was launching that into the oncoming enemies. And, yeah, so just use shock grenades. A couple of shocks buys a lot of time. Beardsley ended up dropping his buzzkill, and I picked it up and finished using it. Pyro just dropped his artillery strike just because, and that's it. I hope you guys found this helpful. This isn't too bad of a map. Pretty straightforward once you figure out how to lock away the Wanderers. But yeah, that's another one down, guys. I hope it was helpful, and until next time, take care of yourself. Bye-bye. Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more content like this, please like and subscribe. You can also check us out on Twitch at Hammer Bros Gaming. I am Blades of God, and until next time, have a great day everyone.